lot of the older guys are good at that, like breaking someone down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I really appreciate how hard they go and how offensive they get.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we were saying before, like at the end of it, they're shaking hands. And
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone appreciates it because it's how you put these words together. Because it's all about beating your opponent down.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the aim of the game. But
Yeah.
then sometimes it's quite hard. It's quite hard to hear for certain fans when culture comes into it.
Oh, right.
When children have come into it. Being the battler myself, it has been quite hard to hear. So, like when someone said something about my kids, I'm like, I grab my drink and I'm like,
shit.
It's a trick that the bro Pucks taught me. Pucks the general. He's like,
have a sip.
Whenever you get angry, bro, have a sip. And then like, I watched him after he said that. I watched him in the crowd, and he had a bottle of water, and it's like I was battling someone, and he's like every line, he's like sipping his water. But yeah, when talking about that, names like Exceed come to mind. Who's tiny, like 5-foot Indian guy who stepped on a Samoan flag while he was battling 6-foot Samoan from Otara.
And that was part of his act. Like
Part of his act, and he's like, I'll step on the Samoan flag, and the dude was like, Kid Crude, who's Scholar's nephew, was like, you better not. And then he like stepped on it, and then he stepped off, and he's like, whoa, it's just a battle, bro. Like, I kind of feel like in battle rap, there's like an invisible line, and you know not to cross it, you know, and you know if you're crossing it. And I feel like Exceed crossed that line like every time he battled. He actually got attacked once during a battle.
Oh, wow.
He started a number of riots. He had to be snuck out the back door. Like, he was crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
he done a line about the Kahui twins after they were like murdered by their parents and that. Like, yeah, he did a line about it's actually the only time we've cut out a line, we muted a line. He did a line about the bro's kids who's actually a battle rapper, and his kids passed away, and he did a line about it.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
yeah, he's an idiot is a way to explain it, but he also like used the platform to kind of say things he can't say in real life.
Right.
Yeah,
Like saying the N-word or something like that.
even
right?
worse than that, like the stuff he did. But yeah, if you look him up, he's actually quite good at rapping, and he got heaps of views and that. But it was like so stressful for me being like the event promoter, and like almost feeling like I had to protect him, you know, when he was almost like he was doing all of this on purpose, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was crazy.
You know, when he does that sort of thing, you expect the comeback to be even worse. Because you talked about the invisible line, where you draw the line.
Yeah.
What's the invisible line overseas, and what you've heard overseas? How far do people get?
Yeah, in other leagues around the world, like, it does go pretty far. I feel like, not so much anymore, but I feel like in New Zealand, it's like, we've got a crowd that doesn't really like that, you know? More or less, like, I'm 6 foot, 100 and something kgs. More or less, everyone that comes to the events are bigger than me, you know? And it's like, yeah, a lot of people don't really understand that as well, or just like don't really agree with like the fact that battle rappers can say whatever they want. So a lot of the time battle rappers are kind of set off the crowd, and yeah, it becomes quite stressful. But just to answer the question, overseas, some stuff does get said that you're like, whoa, like, yeah.
Because when I think about political correctness, PC, when it comes into, it stops that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
See, because he's Indian, right? What's his name?
Yeah, Exceed.
Exceed?
Yeah.
See, if he's talking like that, then I would expect someone to talk back at him at the same level he's talking on his culture.
Yeah, the funny thing is he battled like Scholar and he battled Devastator, but this was kind of like back in the days before he did all of that stuff.
Right.
and they did like lines about like red dots on the forehead, and Devastator done this funny line that like he worked at the checkout and he was like doing the groceries and it was like beep beep beep, like it was really funny. Yeah, like it's really funny when people give it back to him because he like deserves it, you know.
Yeah. But see, that's what I mean, because that sets the standard.
Yeah,
Like if you're gonna go there, he's probably feeling, fuck, they got me with that.
Yeah.
I'll really come back or something.
Yeah.
So that creates the,
and
those levels.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like it's partially our fault because one of the mottos of 1 ounce is 1 ounce, say what you want. And Toki used to say it, he'd be like, say what you want. He'd like sing it. And yeah, and that was like one of our like logos, mottos. And then I think a few people like took it literally and they're like, I can say whatever I like, you know, where, as I said, there's still that invisible line. Like I've written lines that I've thrown away and so I just can't say that, you know? Yeah.
So he's been like the extreme kind of. Was there events where it just got out of hand and there was a rumble?
Yeah.
Really? Man.
When he battled Mission, he said the line about the bros, kids, and people were like running in to like fight him while the battle was still happening.
Shucks. So that's when you had to get him out the back
Yeah,
door.
and that's the event Uno Lavos was there. So we had paid like thousands of dollars to get Uno Lavos there, and that was like the co-main event. And then the bar owners were like, we're closing down this event, you know? And we were like, oh, please. Like, we had to like beg them to like be like, we're sorry about this guy. We just got one more battle, you know?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Far. So how are these American guys doing? Do you still keep in contact with them? And
Yeah. I still talk to the bros, and I talk to like a bunch of guys that want to come here in the future.
oh yeah,
And yeah, they're still famous, you know? They're still doing well.
and those leagues are still carrying on.
Yeah, but just not as big as they once were. But they do other stuff as well. Like Disaster's now acting. A dude who we want to book, Thesaurus, he's like a poker player in that. Like, yeah, like, and they like do like cameos in that. Like they get paid to like go to someone's birthday or something like that. Like some of these guys are actually famous and their job is to be like a famous person, you know, so they're still all doing okay, you know. Yeah.